Now, I don't know if this is going to be behind a paywall or not. It's Housing Wire. Sometimes they do, sometimes they don't. I thought this was interesting, and I hope we can read it. It says, Fannie Mae rumored to be looking at foregoing title insurance. Now, title insurance is this odd thing that you buy as a buyer. You buy it to ensure that your claim on the title of the property is protected, meaning that there's no other claims against your property. And should there be a claim against your property, from like an unrecorded deed, that they will ensure that you own the property. Also, in a situation where like it's your property, no one can claim like an easement or something that didn't exist, out of thin air. They would fight that for you in a court of law. So let's be looking at this. It's very interesting. I have a good relationship with my title company. I understand the need for title insurance. Okay. It doesn't have to be in this form, but I do understand that you have to have a chain of title that's marketable to sell a property. Meaning like it's not, it's easier in the car market. So let's just say a car that's got like structural damage on the title, that would not be a great vehicle to buy in theory. I forgot the word that I'm looking for with regard to a car that doesn't have clean title, but I don't remember what the word, a salvage title. I got it. Salvage title. So that it's kind of like you want a good title for a property. So let's see what they're thinking about doing. It could be really good. It could be really bad. The title insurance industry is often bemoaned for being antiquated and making minimal changes, but that has not been the case for the past 12 months. Now, one of the things that's odd about a title company that I understand, but it seems old school, like really old school, is to go to a closing, you normally personally have to attend the closing. That means you have to take off work. You can't just do an e-document sign for a property. They call it a wet signature, which I never did sound very good. Nearly a year after announcing that it would begin accepting attorney opinion letters in lieu of title insurance and in limited circumstances, Fannie Mae is yet again making waves in the title insurance industry. According to a report from Politico Pro, published last Wednesday, the government-sponsored entity is looking at piloting a program that would bypass traditional title insurance and AOLs, or attorney opinion letters, altogether. The program would grant certain mortgage lenders a waiver on title insurance requirements for loans sold to Fannie Mae and will be rolled out this spring, according to Politico. So you have a standard loan. The government packages these loans and sells them, or they underwrite the loans. It's a mortgage-backed security. And now we're going to do something that says, well, we don't really need this. We don't really need this insurance. It doesn't sound good on the surface, but let's continue. It says Fannie Mae, which currently backs almost $4.1 trillion in U.S. residential real estate mortgages, would not confirm or deny another rumors. We knew that closing costs continue to be a barrier for home buyers, especially among underserved populations and first-time home buyers, a Fannie Mae spokesperson wrote in an email. We continue to research options that would lead to cost reductions in a safe and sound manner and help borrowers save money as part of our equitable housing finance plan. As we're still in the research phase, we don't currently have additional details to share at this time. The interpretation that I see here is wrong. Like here, watch. It says closing costs continue to be a barrier for home buyers, especially amongst underserved populations and first-time home buyers. I can go to Bank of America in about a month, and they will pay all of your closing costs, and they will give you down payment assistance. This is a bank doing this. Okay, that means that the fact that this exists, okay, tells me that this is a lie. We know that closing costs continue to be a barrier for home buyers, especially among underserved populations as first-time home buyers. If you can go to the bank right now without any other issues and get closing paid for, getting closing costs paid for, and closing and down payment assistance, they basically hand you money if you fit within a certain parameter. This is not an issue. The GSE's equitable housing finance plans were approved this summer by the Federal Housing Finance Agency. The intent was to promote affordable and sustainable housing opportunities for more households nationwide. Remember, affordable doesn't mean affordable for you and me. It doesn't mean like we work hard at our jobs and then we get to go and get a house that's affordable. What affordable and a sustainable housing means is developers get paid significantly. Their risks are reduced significantly to produce housing that is horrible for people. And then 20 years later, people go, well, this was just a bad idea. Happens over and over and over again. Affordable housing is not what you think it is. Affordable housing means you can go buy a house, right? Well, people can go buy a house now. All right? It's just not a great house. It's a boondoggle. One of the goals they outlined in those plans is a push to reduce closing costs, especially for low-income borrowers. Based on those plans, both GSEs are pushing pilot programs promoting the use of attorney opinion letters reportedly as an alternative to reducing closing costs. Understand this, like if you don't fit for a mortgage, you don't fit for a mortgage. Your financial profile sucks, it sucks. You need to change your job. You need to make more money. You need to get rid of debt. And you may say, well, that's not very fair, John. That's not equitable. Life is not fair. And even if you get something on this side, you're going to get hit on something else. It's not fair. With the introduction of AOL's attorney opinion letters frustrated Alta, Fannie Mae's latest move has caused a major concern for the trade organization. We are extremely concerned about the reported Fannie Mae pilot program to waive title insurance requirements for certain transactions. It appears Fannie Mae is moving beyond its charter and mission directly into the title insurance business. It should raise significant alarm bells, the trade group wrote in an email. If the 2008 financial crisis taught us anything, it's that shortcuts to well-established processes pose great risks to our sound, dependable, and trustworthy real estate system, homeowners, and taxpayers. FHFA should halt this activity. I agree with that 100%. But this is also a trade group that represents title companies. So what are they going to say? Howard Turk, the founder and managing director of Turk & Company, who helped a Big Four title insurer First American launch in Canada in the 1980s, is also worried about what this could mean, especially for lenders. The real risk here is to the lender. If there's a problem, Fannie will most likely simply avail themselves of their rights under the typical repurchase agreements and send the deal back to where it came from. Turk wrote an email. The real question is to lenders who do these deals for them. They have to determine whether or not they're feeling lucky. Title insurance is there for a very good reason. Going without it involves an assessment of risk. That's right. And that burden of risk is shifted. It's either shifted to, Fannie and Freddie. It's shifted to the homeowner. I mean, it's shifted. It's no longer with the title insurance company. And I don't know why you would want to shift that risk. The whole point of the title insurance company is to handle that risk. Alta also raised concerns over how the trade group, what the trade group feels is a lack of coverage will impact homeowners if a claim on the title of their home ever does arise. These products are going into the market. It's confusing because they're giving people who need it the most less coverage. We haven't seen any real data based on the conversation that's going to save money. In some ways, it could cost them more. They might actually lose their home. I mean, if you've got somebody that's already in a bad financial situation and someone makes a claim on their property, they will not be able to defend it cheaply, which was the whole point of title insurance. Proponents of the GSE's equitable housing finance plans, however, highlight the disparity between title insurance premium revenue generated compared to how much the title companies pay out in claims. Oh, it's totally a boondoggle. I'll give you that. According to Alta, title insurers bought in $17.6 billion in title premiums during the first 9 months of 2022, while paying out just $438.7 million in claims during that period. Yes, but unlike the banks and underfunding banks that we're seeing across Silicon Valley, no one's saying that title insurance companies are underfunded. The whole point of being funded is so that you can stave off an emergency, hedge your risk. For its part, Alta said it's working on lower closing costs where it can, and it believes the increase in automation and improved technological capabilities within the title company will lower costs even further over the next few years. I don't believe that's true, and I'll tell you why. Everything is more expensive. If you don't spend money on one thing, you're still going to have employees. If the employees are seeing inflation in their own lives, they're not going to want to work for the same amount of money. I mean, it's an endless cycle. It's a huge market, and I don't think we really understand how big the market is in real estate, and how you can affect the delicate balance by putting your finger on the scale. Over the last 10 years, rates have gone down 6% across the industry, and that's important for homeowners. And it's because of the investment the industry has put into things like automation and using machine learning and AI to search title and come to a faster decision about the title. Stephen Gotham, Alta's general counsel, told Housing Wire last November, these technologies come with a cost at the front end, but over time they bring that efficiency and bring the price down. I don't know how many major underwriters there are in the United States. There's not that many. It's a business that's controlled by a very, very small amount of people or organizations. But they should be rather well capitalized to make this fight. I hate to go pro title company on this, but if you have an issue with your title, it's a bad deal. Moving on. Last article of the night. Let's finish strong. I feel like we've had a good show. Given what we're seeing in the marketplace today, I feel like we're having a good show. Zillow finds 84% of first-time home sellers have regrets. Here are their top 4 mistakes. Now, listen, I don't believe this. I don't believe this at all. And what I would say is I think it revolves around time. If you bought your house in 2009 and you're selling it right now, you're in St. Louis, you're in great shape. You're in fantastic shape. There is no way you could be even close to 84% regretful, especially if you're working with a good agent like me. There's no way. It's not going to happen. Let's go into it, though. It says selling your home can be a stressful process. Even if you hire a qualified agent or broker, there are lots of decisions to be made. Sometimes these decisions are major, like pricing your home, or minor, such as repainting the basement. Either way, according to a new survey from Zillow, 84% of first-time home sellers feel they made at least one mistake when it came to the marketing of their homes. Whether you're about to put your home on the market or have been thinking about it, don't do anything before you consider these first-time seller regrets. Now, this is just a fascinating. This is so crazy to me that in the last 3 years you would have such a high rate of regret. And I think that, to me, I think that says something about the population, that perhaps we've been conditioned now to feel regret about everything, even when things are going relatively good. Regret number one, pricing incorrectly. 39% of sellers who took Zillow's survey regret pricing their home too low. Pricing can be incredibly tricky in any market. If you price too high, you may not get enough bids, or it could take too long to sell. If you price too low, you might be left wondering if you should have listed for more. In this last 3 years, if you price your house too low, you still got the property bid up so damn high that you would have made more than you ever would have if you priced it too high. This spring, sellers are more likely to regret pricing their home too high, said Zillow's senior economist Nicole Bashad. The price their neighbor commanded a year ago may no longer be realistic. They need to adjust their expectations if they want to avoid having their home linger on the market. It's more important than ever for sellers to rely on the advice of a great real estate agent who understands their neighborhood and who has a winning pricing strategy. So this is a very fascinating juxtaposition. You've got 39% of sellers regretting pricing their home too low. However, you've got quotes based on someone in the current marketplace saying, you better not price it too high or you're toast. It's the right thing to say. It's just an odd juxtaposition from what the regret is. Regret number two, ignoring online curb appeal. That is something that is funny because I know about it. But there's, like, if you're living in a town that's like if you're living in a location in the United States that's four seasons, like in St. Louis for years we were predominantly zoysia. Well, the zoysia doesn't grow in the winter; it turns yellow. So you're not making a nice curb appeal in the winter. You're either going to deal with snow, mud, or yellow, yellow, dead-looking yards. It says your home could be absolutely gorgeous and designed by one of the top interior designers, but the photos online don't reflect that. It might be time to have your home professionally staged and rephotographed. Nearly 39% of those who took the survey thought better listing photos would have garnered them a higher price. A quarter of those who took the survey also thought springing for a virtual tour would have boosted their bottom line. I would say this: it wasn't going to boost your bottom line in a $200,000 house. It wasn't going to boost your bottom line in a $400,000 house. If your target buyer is someone from outside of the state that is moving here for work and they're trying to buy a mansion, then yes, maybe a 3D tour would have been more helpful. It says those sellers are likely right. Zillow's data shows that listings with 3D virtual tours or an interactive floor plan receive a whopping 69% more page views and 80% more saves on the platform. I always do, as part of my standard listing package, we always do 3D tours and we always do floor plans. It's not negotiable. What happens to me at times, and I'm just putting it out there, is I will be up against another agent. My pricing will be perfectly in line with the what the house should sell for. The fees that I charge will be at or below what another agent will charge. And I offer these things that other agents do not. Standard in my package is floor plans and 3D virtual tours. However, that still doesn't get me the deal. Maybe they don't like the fact that I'm bald. Maybe they don't like the fact that I'm a man. Maybe they don't like what I was dressed with. Maybe they don't like the car I was. Maybe somebody had a better listing presentation as far as the actual paperwork that was handed over. Maybe the buyers don't, or maybe the sellers don't like when people use paper anymore and they want it all digital. There's any number of reasons why I can lose a listing. Okay. But it's okay to want to have better online curb appeal. Now, let me tell you something that is true in St. Louis, and I can't talk for other places because I don't know. It's very, very hard to photograph solid wood trim. Everything online looks so much better if it's the grayish color with white trim. Therefore, if you're a buyer and you like the wood trim, houses will still look dark, dank, and not great online. However, those are perfect opportunities for you to go as a buyer and pick up a house that other people aren't even bothering to look at because they don't know that the houses don't look as nice in online photos because of the natural wood appearance. I'm just putting it out there. Regret number three, bad timing. It's been said that timing is everything, but according to this survey, at least 25% of the first-time home sellers felt they didn't time wisely. Zillow research shows the second half of April is the best time to put a house on the market nationwide, but every seller has different circumstances. Now, we read yesterday that February 15th was the exact perfect date to put a house on the market, and I told you then I don't agree with that. And I think that I think the end of March is actually probably the perfect time, because it will then close in this period of the second part of April. Whether you're selling because you're expanding your family or moving for a new job or simply because you need to close on a new home, all these things ultimately influence timing. Yes. But you can't control, my own opinion is, if you're moving for a new job, that's out of your control. If you need to close on a new home, that's out of your control in the sense that you need to close on a certain day. This is the way it is. This was one of the problems that I've had with the marketplace that we're in. Like, how could I, as a real estate agent, when I know that people are looking for years and not getting a house under contract, okay? How can I say to them, oh, you need to sell your house when you have no place to go? No, actually, you have to go find a place first, and then we sell your house. That's the market that we're in. It would be irresponsible to do something different than that. Regret number 4, skimping on repairs. Investing in the right projects to increase your home sales prices is crucial. More than 25% of those who took this survey, let me just check something. I want to make sure. Okay, yes. Regret not investing in updating their homes, but sellers shouldn't update just anything. Choosing the right projects is crucial. Sellers need to think strategically about the return on investment before diving into repairs and renovations. Landscaping, interior painting, and carpet cleaning are the most commonly completed seller projects for good reason. They boast online curb appeal, and they send a powerful signal to a buyer that a home is well maintained, says Amanda Pendleton, Zillow's home trends expert. The fact that Zillow has a home trends expert is something. But look, you cannot tell me that carpet cleaning, okay, does anything, because most of my buyers don't want carpets at all. Landscaping, I think that's fair. Really, it's, why are we adding a room that's not really a good size bedroom or a good size anything? It's just an extra room that makes no sense on the house. That's something. And then my thing is this, look, I mean, if it's going to cost you $50,000 to make a house pretty, and you're not going to get that $50,000, then don't spend the $50,000, lower the price by $50,000 and be done with it. That's the way I look at it. You're welcome to think differently. It's a free country for now. Yeah. All right. Well, look, we had a setback on locals tonight. We weren't able to stream. Will we get that fixed tomorrow? I hope so. Now tomorrow I have to show houses all night. So I'm going to set a reminder in the morning, and I'm going to set it for like 9:30. And if I don't make it on time, then I apologize. Okay. I wholeheartedly apologize, and I will strive to do better. I will stream most likely. Like, I'm going to go with 80% probability. So look for me. Subscribe if you haven't, if you've enjoyed the show. I'll be around tomorrow. Thank you for watching tonight. If you have any questions, put it in the comment section. You could have put it in the chat. That would have been good. And then I'll answer them. So with that, I'm headed out. Thank you for watching. Good night.